When I was in college, I decided to build a bike in my grandmother's garage. It was a really bad bike, but it stuck together and I could ride it. That's when it kind of starts to take off. I love bikes. I don't remember a time when I didn't feel that way. It's hard to explain. Bikes were just my deal. I've been building bikes for 25 years. I've built thousands of bikes. I don't know that I would ever consider myself a legend. There's lots of good frame builders out there. It's probably more a consequence of marketing efforts than it is of actually being special. I think it was Richard Sachs that said, if you stand on the corner with your hand out long enough, someone's going to put some money in it eventually. We sell expensive bikes. They start at like $6,000, $8,000. They go up to a lot. It's not unusual to sell $15,000 bikes. People that aren't familiar with bikes think that's crazy. Our customers ride their bikes a lot. It's the one activity they do more than anything other than work and sleep.
Bike geeks are the kind of guys that will take off their glasses and get as close to the bike as they possibly can, nitpick every teeny tiny little detail.
So the expectations are pretty high. Basically, every bike we make is a show bike, essentially. They have all the performance a pro bike does, but they've just been taken up a notch. The bike will maybe aligned more accurately. Every individual little bead that's put down on a weld have to be essentially flawless. A finer paint, sanded more between coats, and buffed to a higher gloss. You know, it's one better than anything else out there. And people that spend a lot of time on their bikes notice it and want it. Most of our customers, they don't race, you know, they just ride, and they ride a lot. The people that really love it, if you ask them why they did it, they might say it's for fitness. Probably they'd say, most importantly, it's for mental health. I think that anybody that has an activity that requires an intense focus, skiing or parachuting or riding a bike, does it for the same reason. You really don't have a lot of room for other thoughts, paying bills or work. It takes you out of your current world and puts you into that moment. And everything else just kind of falls away. Every builder's personality comes out in what they build. A lot of builders might go out of their way to add decorations and flourishes and different things because that's what they like and that's their personality. What I've always strived for was to sort of strip the bike down to the bare necessities. Everything's focused on performance. Performance can mean a lot of different things, and it's all based on that customer's priorities. I like to focus on the relationship between the customer and ourselves and the process that we go through with them. We don't build very many bikes, so they're kind of part of our family. We don't have bike number 096542. We have Mark's bike. We know them. We're thinking about them when we're building the bike. I like it that way.
It's actually grown quite a bit, but it's such a small industry. One thing that we've always done is we've been very friendly with our competitors. Carl's on the phone more with frame builders every week than he is with his customers. He's mentored different people. Everyone knows they can come and ask and get an honest answer. And I think that has a lot to do with being a Montanan. You know, you open the door for people and you say thank you and please. And I think we've taken that out into the industry and we've made it okay to be friends with each other.
I had been in, I think, 9 shops now. So I went from my grandmother's garage to a garage behind a rental house to a barn behind a house I owned to my first commercial space, my second commercial space. We were operating out of a commercial building in downtown Bozeman. We ran that shop for a couple years, and I just didn't do a good job of it, plain and simple. I wasn't a very good manager. I wanted to focus on craft. I just wasn't enjoying it. So we downsized back to basically myself and Loretta. I now live in my grandmother's house. We've since removed the garage that I started in because there was some requirements. I now have an actual permit and I'm allowed to build bikes here. Been here for 6 years now. The generation before me are all starting to retire. And so I'm kind of moving into occupying that oldest generation of builder. Like, retirement's not something I have any interest in. I want to build bikes and I'll just do it as long as I can. That giddy feeling as a kid always comes back when you get on a bike. This feeling that I could go anywhere and do anything, and then you couple that with the speed and the thrill of riding. As an adult, you still get exactly the same thing. It's just, you know, it's intoxicating. I expect it to last as long as I'm able to ride a bike.